everyone! Today we are going to see if we can find opals inside of nuts. Now my friend Todd, hey Todd, told me about Yowah Nut opals. These are a type of opal from Australia, and if you cut them open, I believe there's something like a 1 in 1,000 chance that you'll have a precious opal on the inside. I went online. I found an Etsy store called Opal Whispers. I'll link it down in the description if you're interested. This shipped straight from Australia. So it took a couple weeks. I got the extra small size. We have 10 and extra small. And it looks like they sent me a little gift as well. It says gift of color. Wash me and view in good light. All right, let's do that. All right, I got these wet and I'm glad I did. Look at that. Ooh. It reminds me a lot of Boulder opal. I just looked it up and it looks like they're extremely similar. They form in different areas of Australia. They're both formed in ironstone, so it's no surprise they look a lot alike. Man, look at that flash. Jeez. What a cool gift. We've got some like almost spider webbing on this side with the opal. And over here in the veins. Pretty cool. Here's some more in this one. Not as great of a flash, but still really cool. You can see a little bit of it right there. This really looks like Boulder opal to me. Very clearly extremely similar. Now this last piece, maybe I'm missing it. I'm not seeing the flash on this one. Oh, there it is. Right there. See it? So cool. Now let's take a look at our Yowah nuts. Obviously, these are uncut, and we're going to cut them. They are tiny, so, in my fingers. I got the extra small ones, so we had more chances of getting something in them. We got 10 of them, so we're going to cut up in 10, which hopefully won't take too long, because they are tiny. As you can see, they're dirty. So let's get them wet and see what they look like. Now, as you can see, they look kind of rusty. I mentioned that these are formed in ironstone, so no surprise there. It also may be what the clay looks like. You can't tell from the outside if there's any opal in any of these, or at least I can't. Maybe somebody with a more discerning eye or any Yowah nut opal experts out there, hey, let us know. This is my first experience with these. As you can see, yeah, they're all pretty small. They're all around this size. This is the biggest one we have. I don't think it'll take long to cut these open, so, hey, the only thing we can do now is cut them open. So let's go. All right, guys, it's time to get nutty. We are sawing these Yowah nuts open. Now, I've been looking into Yowah nuts a little bit more because, as I mentioned, I had never heard of Yowah nuts until my friend Todd told me about Yowah nuts, and I impulsively bought them on the spot, right where we were sitting. So, Yowah nuts, I mentioned that they look like Boulder opals, and it's because they are basically a type of Boulder opal, just from a different part of Australia. It's from Queensland, Australia, specifically the Yowah area. No surprise there. And they're called nuts because they look like tiny little nuts. And you'll see as I'm cutting these open, back to back, showing you the reveals in real time, that some of them even crack open as I'm sawing them like nuts. Accurate, I guess this name is. The insides of all of these really surprised me. I'm not going to talk this whole time. I'll play music after a minute, but take a look at these. Look closely. See these insides and how cool of patterns they are. Opal, no opal. These are some cool nuts. Well, that was messy. I don't know if we got any opals. You can see how badly the iron from the ironstone just makes everything rust colored, including my hands, including my arms, and including this soapy water we have right here. So I'm going to let these soak to clean them up, and we will see if we got any opals in our Yowah Nuts. See you soon. All right, I'm clean. The rocks are clean. And take a look at these rocks. These are some pretty cool nuts. I do not see, now that they're all cleaned, any opals. So we got a bunch of potch, but still really cool. Take a look at this one, for instance. It's got the banding, which is really cool. Same with this one right here. There were a couple of them like this, which almost acted like shells, especially this one, which reminds me of like the candy coating around an M&M. Look how colorful it is on the inside. And it was just completely hollow. It just broke open when it was on the saw, which is really interesting. No opals. We didn't get any of that flash, so thankfully they included some color, so we wouldn't be disappointed. But overall, I had a good time cutting these open. Guys, what should I do with these Yowah Nuts? I've got a bunch of them. They're cool looking. I'll have to look up if they're even tumbleable. I'm not positive. They're a bit messy, but it was pretty fun. And these are super cool looking. Look at that. They're really cool. What should I do with these? What would you guys like to see next time? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday at 11.